Hey guys, hey guys, MGX for Fun here with a requested commander how to build. So pretty much they'd asked um, about Momir Vig and whether or not she should use Zagana or Momir Vig. Ooh, I can't talk today. Um, as their commander. I would personally go with Momir Vig just because his abilities are solid. I would definitely put Sagana in your deck, but I wouldn't run her as your general. She costs more than him. Her ability really doesn't do that much except get you cards, which Momir's cards are more consistent. Because you can get what you want instead of get what the deck gives you. Um, so he is a 2/2 for 5, a green and a blue and 3 colorless. He's an elf wizard. Whenever you play a green spell, you may search your library for a creature card and reveal it. If you do, shuffle your library and put that card on top of it. And then whenever you play a blue creature spell, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put that card in your hand. So you're gonna be playing a lot of creatures, and you're gonna be playing a lot of things to abuse those creatures' come into play abilities. We'll go over some of the cards that are really good for this deck right now. Um, Um, so the first card is Cloudstone Curio. It costs 3 to come out. It's an artifact. Whenever a non-artifact permanent comes into play under your control, you may return another permanent you control that shares a permanent type with it to your owner's hand. Now it's a little confusing text, but pretty much what you're going to be doing in this deck with it is you're going to be playing a creature and bouncing a creature back to your hand. You can't bounce the one you just played, but you can bounce another one that you control as long as you don't play an artifact creature, which you're going to have some, obviously, because, green and blue are probably the two worst colors for removal. But, yeah. So, again, this is just like Cloudstone Curio, except you pay a blue and return it to your hand. So it's a 3-drop artifact. You can pay 3 and tap it, or pay a blue and tap it. Return a creature to its owner's hand unless its controller pays 1. So you can get rid of their pesky creatures when they don't have enough mana, when they tap out to do something big, or you can do it to your creature and bounce it to your hand so you can play it again. That's pretty much all it's used for. It's just like Cloudstone Curio, except it's just not as good because you have to pay and you tap it, so you can't do it repeatedly. So Equilibrium is actually pretty good. You can it's just like Crystal Shard, except it's an enchantment, and you don't have to tap it to do it. Um, whenever you play a creature spell, you may pay 1. If you do, return target creature to its owner's hand. So, again, it's the versatility. You can target their creatures, or you can target your creatures. Most of the time, you're going to be targeting yours, just so you can get the enter the battlefield effects um, to happen over and over again. Just because that's that's a really good way to abuse Momir Vig, sorry, and he's hated off the table a lot for reasons like this. But if you can get around that, you will stomp your opponent. Now I'm just gonna go through like some of the creatures where their abilities you want to abuse. Um, you want to abuse things like Coiling Oracle, where when he comes into play, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land, put it into play. Otherwise, put it into your hand. Just because it filters through the land rather quickly. Um, Things like Acidic Slime. It's got Death Touch, and when it enters the battlefield, destroy an artifact, enchantment, or land. Then you bounce it back and just blow up all their land. Um, Also, things like um, Duplicant, where you exile a creature. Um, you can just bounce it back to your hand, exile another one of their creatures, bounce it back to your hand, exile another one of their creatures. Um, Creatures like Eternal Witness, where it enters the battlefield, you may return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand, sorry. You can just get all your stuff back over and over again. Um, Mystic Snake, when it comes into play, counter a spell. I mean, just things like that make this deck really good. It has flash, so you can just play it and then bounce it back and have be able to counter something again. Prime Speaker Zagana, like I was saying before, um, when she comes into play, you draw cards. She comes into play with X1 counters, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control, and you draw cards equal to her power when she comes into play. Um, you can also abuse things like Snapcaster Mage and Solemn Simulacrum and uh, Terrastodon and all that stuff. Trygon Predator. Really not too bad. So yeah, that was this um, episode. Leave a comment below of what you want me to do next. Uh, Thanks for watching.